Oh, wow. Okay. Well, great. My name is Rachel Karch, and I am one of the admins for Oklahoma Cosplayers. And I just really thought it would be a fun experiment to see if we could get together and just do a little Ask Me Anything about OkiCon and, of course, cons in the future. And hopefully, if it goes well, we'll extend it to cosplayers or extend it to charity groups and things like that. So, thank you so much for volunteering so willingly. And I asked you guys first because convention is coming up really fast, and I know that there's a lot of hype and there's a lot of people who are excited and a lot of people have questions. So, thank you. If you don't mind introducing yourselves. OkiCon.
I am OkiCon. I'm kidding. My name is Megan. I am the mascot for OkiCon. I'm also an event director, so I do a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. So it's a lot of fun putting it together. This year is going to be OkiCon's official debut. It was supposed to happen last year. We all know how that went. But we're really excited to bring what we remember about our favorite anime conventions to Oklahoma. We went to them as attendees for a very long time, and we very much miss the family atmosphere, the programming-centric, memory-making conventions. So that's what we try to bring to our shows.
I'm Lola Lotus. I'm co-hosting here with Rachel. I am also in charge of recording this, so if you're seeing this later, it's because of me.
All right, and I do want to say I do have a little bit of an active house, so if you hear a little bit of ruckus behind me or people talking, I apologize. That is my house and my dogs, so just ignore that, okay? All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and ask the first question. Are you guys ready? It's a test, so you better get them all right. I'm just joking. Okay. So, first question for you is what inspired you to put on a con in Oklahoma?
We are currently living in Amarillo, Texas. So we actually have a whole lot of friends in Oklahoma. My mom's family is from Oklahoma, so we're there all the time. And we had lots of people that reached out, friends and people in the community that were like, hey, we went to one of your shows in Texas and we really liked it. Bring one to Oklahoma. And that went on for a few years before we were like, you know what, let's branch out and move on to a new state. So basically, just people wanting it and being interested in what we do here in Texas and trying to bring that to you guys.
I know we're excited and I'm glad that you picked Oklahoma.
Very excited.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Do you have any gaming events planned for the convention?
So they are still in the works. We're actually working with the OU Gaming Development Club, and they're going to be putting on a few things, which I can't quite talk about yet because they haven't announced. But yes, there will be some gaming activities.
That's exciting. Can't wait to see more about that.
Me too.
All right, thanks. All right, so then question, I'm just curious, how do you guys decide what guests to invite to OkiCon?
As far as like celebrity guests, cosplay guests?
Let's do both. So
okay.
Do you start with celebrity for me?
So celebrity guests, we actually have a celebrity guest coordinator that does most of the legwork on that. They work with all the agents, and it goes on, 6 months to a year in advance of any show. Basically, we try really hard to have a really good variety. We try really hard to bring in from different types of anime. For this one, we've done, things from Avatar: The Last Airbender to My Hero Academia to, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, trying to bring in things that everybody is interested in a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of what's new. We just want everybody to get to engage with celebrities that they're excited about. And then,
All right.
cosplay.
Oh, no.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. Cosplay Guests.
So Cosplay Guests, we actually put out the option for people to submit themselves or submit cosplay guests that they're interested in seeing. And then from there, because we always have an overwhelming number of submissions, we really try to do a good mix of, armor, sewing, people who do a lot of photography, people who are a little newer, people who are local, people who are from, out of state, because we want everybody to get the chance to, interwork with all of them and meet new people and learn new things.
How do you?
All right.
Sorry.
Oh, go. No, you're good. I was just gonna say, I know it's such a long process, and I know it takes a year or more to plan all these things. So, just thank you for your dedication in that and working with people who are local, because I really do feel like we have a wonderful local community, and you are giving them an opportunity to shine. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely. We love working with local cosplayers, local talent in general. It's really cool to, be a part of a community and to watch that community continue to grow, and to help support that it's been one of my favorite things ever since I went to my first convention and, met the cosplay guests there. I started out as a cosplayer, so I know how it is. I know what it's like to get that first guest experience and have somebody there to kind of help you, improve and grow, and then in turn be able to be there for your community.
Yeah, and I would definitely agree to that. The community is growing, and it's growing quickly. So when a couple years ago is pretty just, go to a convention here and there, but it's just growing, and then more conventions are coming, and it's exciting. So I'm glad you guys are part of it.
Me too.
On the topic of local talent, how do you guys decide what panels are offered and which ones we'll be able to see at the convention?
We try very hard to support any and all panels that are submitted. Our panel submission opens sometimes even 6 months in advance to give people time to really prepare. And then we don't actually narrow it down until about the month of the convention. So anybody who's out there who's like, I haven't heard back yet, it's because we want everybody to have a chance to submit those panels. So we do wait. We don't just accept, the first ones that come in. We wait and we let everybody submit, and then we try to make sure that there's a variety. I don't want to accept, 100 cosplay panels and then nothing else just because those are submitted first. So our process with that is really to look at it and try and accept as many as possible. Sometimes, if anything is not accepted, it's going to be maybe because the description didn't give us enough information, and sometimes we'll reach out and try to get more to find out a little bit more about the panel. And if we're not able to do that, and we're not able to pin down what exactly it is, some people submit and it's like half a sentence description, and I'm not sure what their aim is. That can cause it to not be accepted. Or if maybe it conflicts with one of our paid performers, like they were bringing in an improv troupe, which we are in this case. We're bringing in Take One, and somebody wants to do improv as their panel. Since I have a group that's already there to do that, I try not to overlap it. So maybe it'll be, pushed back to the next year, or I'll send them an email saying, hey, do you have anything else that you'd like to submit? Because we really do try to get everybody involved that wants to be.
Do you have any tips for someone who's wanting to submit a panel but they've never submitted one before?
Absolutely. Be thorough. So there's, in our panel submission in particular, obviously we ask for your information and the name of the panel, but there's 2 different sections for describing your panel. One is going to be to tell me what it is, and be as thorough as possible. If you're going to play games, if you're going to, do a giveaway, if it's a in-character panel, what characters are you going to bring? If you are talking about, Japanese language, why are you talking about that? Are you going to school for it? Let me know where you're coming from. and why you want to do it. And then to the best of your ability in the second category, which is where you're going to put the description for fans, make it fun, make it exciting, make it sound like something you would want to go to. And that helps me wrap my head around all of these submissions and then provide them a good spot at the show if I know what they're about.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's some good advice. Thank you. All right, I think I'm on the right question. I think I noticed you post something about internship opportunities. Can you describe that a little bit more and what that's about?
Absolutely. So we work with local colleges and universities to provide internship opportunities. A lot of them lie in like mass communication, marketing, graphics. We also do it for like theater and production, things like that. There's always opportunities for those to get involved. And it is a credited internship. So if someone's degree requires some kind of an internship, they can come in, apply for this one, work with us, and they're going to get that credit from, helping with things before the show. A lot of times it's helping monitor our social media, making graphics, building posts, doing outreach, things like that. And then, of course, being there at the show, we do ask that our interns be one of basically our staff members. They show up for the entirety of the show, start to finish, help us put it together, build it, talk to guests, all of that fun stuff. But we do try to put them in a place where they are getting the experience for their degree plan. So if they're doing mass communication, they might be doing, video interviews, things like that. If they're a theater background, they might be helping in the main stage to do lighting and sound. There's lots of opportunities, and we really want, those people to get the chance to do it outside of their college because it's a different experience.
All right, thank you for describing that for me.
How many people are you expecting to come to OkiCon this year?
Since it is the first year it's happening in person, I probably can't give you a super accurate answer, but our estimate right now is 2,500 to about 3,000.
Okay, and since you know that number, or have an estimate, I guess, not know, what are your safety measures that you have in place for the event?
As
far as like COVID measures.
So anybody that's interested, we do have a really, really, really long page on our website that they can go and read through. Basically, we're going to take any measures based on state and local requirements for the event. It's a lot to read through, so definitely go check it out on okicon.org.
Okay, thank you. We're going to ask you some questions about cosplay. There's a couple of them.
Going back to local talent and everything like that, if somebody's wanting to showcase their hard work in a cosplay, how do they enter the competition?
Cosplay Contest. Our submission is on our website. If you go to okicon.org, there is a Get Involved little menu, and one of them is going to be Cosplay Contest. You just fill it out, and then usually just a couple weeks before the show, we'll reach back out to everybody and let them know, here's some more information on, how we're doing lineup, prejudging, anything like that. But just submit that, and unless we cap out, which means we have too many people to fit in the time slot, everybody gets accepted. It's not something that you can't do. Now, if they are wanting to walk the stage and they haven't made most or all of their costume, they are allowed to do that. We just ask that they let us know because they're not up for like Craftsmanship Awards. But they're still more than welcome to have that, 5 minutes of fame and enjoy being in the spotlight and get those pictures, because it is hard even just to wear a costume.
I know you talked about a Craftsmanship Award. Do you have any other awards, like if somebody's just wearing a store-bought?
So on top of our, Best in Show, second, third kind of awards, we do try to do a Craftsmanship Award. We'll try to do a Performance Award. So if they're just up there, doing a great little show while they're on the stage, things like that. And then we also have judges shout outs for all sorts of things that they may have done, but maybe they didn't quite place, but the judge wants to shout them out for, their seam work or, doing just the wig. A lot of people will buy a costume, but they do an incredible job styling a wig. Things like that can all be judges shout out awards.
All right, thank you. So we just kind of covered that question. We were going to ask you what kind of categories. So you've got a variety, and I really appreciate that because I do remember I didn't want to go into a contest once because I didn't create the whole thing, but I had put together like 4 different wigs I had sewn together. So I felt like my wig was pretty cool.
You should have.
I should have. Okay, so prejudging, do you have any plans for prejudging that we need to be aware of, and who in particular are the judges? Do you know yet?
We do have a couple of the judges pinned down. Once I have all of them, we might make an announcement at that point. But it will be some of our cosplay guests, depending on who's tied up doing panels and who's available. Since they're all really skilled, it's really hard to pin down who's going to be doing it, but we will try to include people who know a little bit about different things. So maybe somebody who knows something about armor, maybe somebody who's really good at sewing, et cetera, so that they can have a really well-rounded view of what goes into all the costumes. As far as how it's going to work, generally we will set up a time about an hour to 2 hours before the contest in a separate room where we will do, it's not quite a prejudging like you might see at a really, really large event where everybody has a time slot and it goes on all day long. Mostly because I set it up and I'm a cosplayer and I've spent my entire Saturday doing Cosplay Contest, and I feel like you miss the show and you miss a lot of the fun events. So what we try to do is do it kind of in groups where we'll have the group getting information all at one time, and then one at a time they get to go and step aside and talk to the judges. It's kind of like a lineup where instead of spending all day standing in line and then getting that 3 seconds with the judges, you're getting information while you're in there, and then the judge will get to talk to you and ask you a few questions, but it's not going to take you more than 10-15 minutes rather than all day. And then after that, we go straight into the pre-staging area where, you get information on this is how much time you have on stage, this is what the stage looks like, go here, make sure you pose, don't run away, take that time. And then the cosplay contest starts, and the whole thing start to finish is an hour for the contest itself. So we don't want to take everybody's entire day, basically.
When you do it, are you going to be doing it at night, or is it going to be Saturday, Sunday? Is there a kids contest?
So there is a kids category. It is at the same time as the adult contest, but does not require prejudging. Basically, the only difference for the little ones. The contest itself is going to be on Saturday evening at 6 o'clock on the main stage. And then, of course, about 2 hours before that will be the prejudging and then staging hours.
Do you have any prizes or anything planned out for the costume contest yet?
We do have sponsors and prize support. A lot of times we will do Right Stuff Anime gives us a lot of really cool things that we get to give away. We also have some like mystery box type things, and then we do the actual award for you to hold. Not everything is pinned down yet, so I can't tell you what exactly is for each award, but it is some really fun stuff.
Kind of going back to the kids contest, are there going to be categories for the kids, or is it just one kids section, and are they being judged on craftsmanship or just the way that they wear the costume?
So it is one kid section. It is judged on both craftsmanship and on them wearing the costume and their stage presence. Now, them not making the costume obviously does not disqualify them from winning, but it is something that we ask the judges to take into account, especially if a kid is making it themselves.
Okay, so kind of a different question, not necessarily based on cosplay, but if somebody is coming to your convention and it's their very first convention, what advice do you have for them? Just how to, like, what events, how should they approach it? What panels or what challenges do you think they might face?
So there's a lot to do. Anybody who's been to a convention knows it's a lot of decision making. So when you go into it, just expect to not do everything because you will die. Like, take that time, go eat dinner, take breaks, sit down, drink water, all of the things to keep yourself healthy, and make sure that you peg which events are top of your list and make those priority. And then any other free time you have, absolutely go do all the things. But I know one of the biggest things when I first started is I wanted to do things, but I would get myself so worn out before I got to the things that I really wanted to do that I missed them. So pace yourself. Take care of yourself, and then pick those things that you absolutely want to be there for and make sure that you're there for those.
Yeah, and I think too the food and water thing is pretty important. I've found that out a couple times. We're like, "Have you eaten today?" And I'm like,
No.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should."
Absolutely.
If this is someone's first convention, I guess, where do they start? How do we get tickets? How much are tickets?
To get tickets, it is at OkiCon.org. If you are on the main page, you can scroll down to where it says memberships and just click on memberships and it will pop up all the options. We do still have VIPs available. So if you're wanting to get that VIP treatment, skip lines, get your badge early, all those fun things, you get a goodie bag, t-shirt, etc., definitely jump on that before they sell out. And then, of course, we have weekend memberships. We do have day passes available, kids passes. Just choose which option is right for you. There is a lot that goes into each one. So if you click on the options, it will give you a description and what each of them include. So take a look through that before you pick what is the one you want.
You have like a deal with the hotel, that the Embassy Suites. Do they have some kind of room deal during that weekend or anything that people could take advantage of?
Yes, the room block that we have with the Embassy Suites is still open, and there is an automatic discount if you book your room through the booking link on our website. It's not like a code or anything you have to put in. You just, instead of going directly to the Embassy Suites website, you go to okicon.org and go to the hotel page, and it'll take you directly to that link so that you can book, and it automatically includes that discount.
How do we pick up tickets? Is there like a pre-order pickup, a day before pickup?
So on the Thursday before, there is a VIP pickup. So if you do have a VIP pass, VIP badge, you can pick that up on Thursday evening. I believe it's from 7 to 9 at the hotel. We usually host it either in the hotel lobby or in the hotel bar, depending on where they will let us set up. So we'll post about that as we get closer. But you can pick that up. Otherwise, Friday, the 31st at noon is when we open doors, and there will be a registration area with designated VIP, pre-purchase, and buy at the door lines.
All right, and go ahead. Sorry.
Will there be a price difference if we pay at the door versus online?
Well, let me check. Is there a price difference if they pay at the door? Oh, it goes up by $5.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry.
Alrighty, tell me, please, what are you most excited about for this convention? And that's maybe our last question.
Most excited about?
Yeah, what are you guys most excited about?
Well, it depends on which staff member you ask. It's always something different. For me in particular, because I work on the programming side primarily, it's just the variety of attractions and events. We have Lore Master Entertainment, which is going to have the foam fighting, LARPing aspect, which is, if you've never done it, an absolute ton of fun. The Maid Cafe is also a huge hit, and I try to go every time, and every single time I end up too busy and I cry. So go to that. And then we have all sorts of, programming from concerts to the rave to the New Year's Eve party to Take One comedy shows. It's just the ability to go to all sorts of different things throughout the weekend that I get most excited about.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to go. I want to check out all those things. I hope that I'll have time, but I know I'll be running around trying to make everything happen anyway, even though you advise us not to. Or not to do that. Well, all right. Thank you so much. Is there any questions that you have for us or anything that I might be able to answer for you? I'm just Rachel, so I might not really know.
From my side of it, I just want to know like what you guys are most excited about, and if there's anything that you'd like to see at future events.
From talking with you guys, it sounds like you're doing an awesome job, and I really appreciate the variety that you have and that you're considering, coming from like nostalgic things to current things. I appreciate that a lot, and it brings the community, the whole community out, rather than just one set. So I really appreciate that, and I'm excited to see that. What I'm most excited about, honestly, when I go to cons, I'm excited to see my friends. That's the most exciting thing, and we get to goof off in our costumes and have fun and go see some cool things that we can talk about. So you're giving us a space to feel safe in our nerdy attire or our costumes, and giving us a place where we can be ourselves. So that's what I'm most excited about, and I appreciate that. I think too the fact that it's on New Year's, I think that's new to me, and I'm excited to see how that'll kind of plan out. So I'll definitely get back with you and tell you, I think after the event, but I'm sure it's going to be a blast.
Celebrate with all our nerd friends.
I think I'm most excited, with the exception of Austin Tyndall. This is the first time we're getting My Hero Academia voice actors in Oklahoma. Like, this is a huge thing. When I saw that, I was so excited because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the number one fan of My Hero Academia. I watch it on occasion, but to have something so big, to have so many like big, well-known voice actors coming to a convention in Oklahoma, I'm so excited. And like Rachel said, getting together with friends. This was supposed to take place last year, but last year there were just too many problems, so we're finally getting to go out there, finally getting to spend time with our friends that we haven't seen, because conventions bring people from all over the state to one place to nerd out together. We just really haven't had that last year.
We all miss it.
That's all the questions we have for you. And again, thank you so much for testing this out with us. And hopefully we'll be able to do it again in the future. And if you have anything else you'd like to share that we didn't necessarily touch base on during this, you're always welcome to reach out to me or post on Oklahoma Cosplayers or whatever you'd like to do. You're welcome to do that.
We're excited. If you want to see me like this in person, I'll be there Friday and Saturday evening, partying.
I will be there. I'll go and shake your hand and then probably give you a hug.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.